Yo, what's going on guys? CultofMush back at it with the top 5 best PC hardware deals of the week. As always, some pretty good deals this week, especially on some GPUs, which I know a lot of you guys are going to be fond of, so let's get right into this with number 5. Starting things off with number 5, you can pick up Microsoft Windows 10 Home 64-bit, the OEM copy for $100, and there's a $20 off promo code knocking it down to $80. Now that is very expensive for someone like me. I know you can pick up OS from r/Microsoft Software Swap, but a lot of people don't prefer to do that. Buying keys off those sites like r/Microsoft Software Swap. I know PlayAsia has a lot of keys. Kingwin has a lot of keys for like $30. There's a gray area on buying keys on sites like that. And I know a lot of you guys just want to buy the completely official copy. So for $80, picking up an OS isn't that terrible. It is still pretty stinging to me. $80 for an operating system is just so expensive. But you're really not going to get a much better price on Windows 10. Now this is the OEM copy, which does tie to your motherboard, so if you do swap motherboards, you will have to buy a new OS. You can go through the hassle of contacting Microsoft support if you do swap motherboards, and they'll get you going, but obviously that is somewhat of a hassle. Like I said, $80 is expensive, but for those of you that do want the completely official copy from a site like Newegg, you are probably ready to spend a little bit more money in actuality. Number 4, also on Newegg. Actually, all of these deals are on Newegg. Newegg's got some pretty good deals right now. The Rosewell Blackbone mid-tower case is another one. Typically, this retails for around $50 to $55. Right now on Newegg, it is only $35. And obviously, if you're spending that little money for a mid-tower case, it's not going to be anything amazing. This is extremely basic aesthetically. This is a very basic mid-tower case, but for $35, getting a basic mid-tower case is pretty damn good. I'm not going to be recommending this case if you're building, say, a $700 or $800 PC. You can fit in a better case in those budgets. But if you're building something, say, like a $450 to $500 PC, the Rosewell Blackbone is a very good option. And for the ridiculously low price, it allows you to put your budget onto other things, such as the graphics card and the CPU of your build. This is around the price of the NZXT Source 210, and sometimes the Source 210 is even a little bit more expensive, and I do prefer the Blackbone by a smidge. So definitely a nice case. If you're in the market for a very cheap mid-tower case, definitely check it out. Moving on to the final 3, these last 3 are all GPUs. Number 3 is the EVGA GeForce GTX 1070. This has the ACX cooler, typically goes for around $420. Right now it is $400, and there's a $10 mail-in rebate, so you can get it for $390, and it comes with a free copy of Gears of War 4. So this is probably the best value on a GTX 1070 thus far. Considering that Gears of War 4 is a $60 game, the GPU is slightly discounted, this is an exceptional price for the 1070. I know Gears of War 4 isn't everybody's most anticipated game, but if you have Windows 10, it's probably gonna be a game you'll at least play for a little bit. It seems to be shaping up to be a very good port on PC, and it's definitely a nice addition onto the 1070. This is how, in my opinion, Nvidia always edges it out a little bit and puts a lot of value on their video cards, even if their base prices for their GPUs aren't the best. When you're including games like Gears of War 4, which is a game that does have a certain name value to it, it does add something to the video card. And for $400 to get a beast of a GPU like the 1070, get a free copy of Gears of War 4, you really can't go wrong with it. Moving on to number 2, the XFX Radeon RX 470. The 4GB video card is available for $205, and there's a $15 off mail-in rebate, taking it down to $190. Definitely not the best deal in the world, but considering that $200 price point for a GPU is kind of empty right now, originally we thought the RX 484GB model would fill that void. Alas, those GPUs have gone up in price, and it looks like the RX 470 has filled that role. This is a very, very good video card. It doesn't fall behind the 480 by that much. It's about 10 to 15% in the majority of games, which honestly, when you're still getting like 48 to 53 frames per second, it's not a big deal. This is the perfect kind of GPU I would recommend in a $550 to $600 build. It does really well at 1080p. And it's overall just a very good GPU for the money. Finally, number 1, the Sapphire Nitro Radeon R9 Fury, a 4GB video card, is available for only $290, and again, this is a price point where there is a little bit of a void. There is the GTX 1060, there's the RX 480, which has shot up to around this price, but I think the Nitro Fury is the best option for $290. Typically, it's a bit more expensive. Even finding it discounted, it usually goes for around $320 to $330, So to get it for $290, this is a very good deal. It's exceptionally good for gaming at 1080p, even some 1440p gaming is possible, but I think at 1080p is where you really get the max performance possible out of the Fury. It also does have a very nice cooler on it, so if you want to overclock it, there's that. And for $290, it's just a really good deal. I do expect this to be out of stock fairly soon, so if you're interested in buying this GPU, I would get on it ASAP. So that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Pretty good deals this week, especially on video cards, with the 1070 being bundled with Gears of War 4 and with the R9 Fury being hugely discounted. I think this is a good time to be picking up some GPUs. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.